I Want Answers is made possible by...
After finishing high school, I immediately got married and started my family. Without a college degree, I found that pretty quickly my options were limited. When I started looking around for a college program for working adults, I quickly found that Rogers State was a great fit. They worked with me to get financial aid, offered classes that fit my busy schedule, and gave me personalized attention that I couldn't get at a larger school. Rogers State definitely started me on my professional career.
And by...
The Grand River Dam Authority is Oklahoma's state-owned electric utility, fully funded by revenues from electric and water sales instead of taxes. GRDA's low-cost, reliable power touches 75 of 77 counties in Oklahoma. At no cost to taxpayers, GRDA also manages 70,000 surface acres of lakes in the state, including Grand Lake, Lake Hudson, and the W.R. Hallway Reservoir. Today, GRDA's 500-member workforce continues to produce the same power for progress that has benefited the state for over 75 years.
And by...
At OU, you become
a free thinker,
a trailblazer,
a teammate.
You become relentless,
Artistic,
passionate,
innovative.
OU's #1 in the nation in the number of National Merit Scholars enrolled at a public university and is a leading institution for academic excellence and value.
This is OU.
This is OU.
This is OU.
This is OU, the University of Oklahoma.
And by...
We face the day with purpose. We speak truthfully, if we need to speak at all. Promises are what we keep. Anger is what we don't. Whatever must be done, we do it. Until it's done. Until it's right. We show respect and work to earn it. We live this code. We are this code.
We are cowboys.
Are you a cowboy?
And by...
The Gerald H. Westby Jr. Foundation is a proud sponsor of I Want Answers on RSU Public TV. Throughout his life, Gerald Westby worked hard to add to the quality of life through his legacy of support for the arts, arts education, and culture. The Gerald H. Westby Jr. Foundation continues this work.
The Morris Eagles and the Tulsa Central Braves are ready to jump into the 6th episode of this season of I Want Answers. Hello everyone and welcome back as we continue with Season 4 of Oklahoma's favorite academic game show, I Want Answers. I'm your grateful host, Jeff Gaffin. In this 6th set, we have 2 returning teams. First, we have the Morris Eagles and their challenger today, the Tulsa Central Braves. Before the show, we had a chance to meet the players for the Tulsa Central Braves. And here we have the opportunity to meet up with the Tulsa Central Braves. How are you doing today? We're very happy you're here. All right, please introduce yourselves, your name, your grade, anything important you'd like to tell us. We'd appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Brooke Ward. I'm a junior, and I play guitar, kinda, and I'm really cool.
Hi, I'm Brendan Horn. I'm also a junior. I do ballet and 2 other forms of dance, and I also like to play music and read for fun.
Hi, I'm Jessica Avers. I am a freshman, and I'm actually really nervous about this, being the youngest competitor, but still very excited.
My name is Isaac Sanders. I'm technically a junior at this moment, but with my 9th credit in the works for this year, I shall become a senior and graduate by the end of it. I plan to become president when I grow up.
And I will vote for you. The Tulsa Central Braves. And we also had the opportunity to meet the players for the Morris Eagles. And here we have the chance to meet up with the Morris Eagles. How you doing?
Good.
Doing good?
Yes.
We're glad you're here. All right, please introduce yourselves, name, grade, and anything else interesting you want to tell us.
Hi, I'm Colt Wood. I'm from Morris. I'm a senior, and I plan on attending OSU this next fall. and I plan on majoring in molecular biology and biochemistry.
My name is Joshua Goodwin. I'm also a senior at Morris. I plan also on going to OSU in Stillwater next fall. I plan to major in business management, and really excited to be here.
Hi, I'm Anthony Willett, the only junior on this team, and I intend to major in music, but I am unsure of a college at the moment.
And I'm Morgan Brantley. I'm also a senior from Morris. I intend on going to OSU Stillwater for mechanical engineering. I like building things, so yeah.
Very good. We're all glad to have you. The Morris Eagles. Thank you, Eagles and Braves. So, are you ready to play Tulsa Central? Yeah! There you go. Are you ready to play Morris? Yeah! Are you ready to play Audience? So there you go. So you all want questions, huh? Well, that's great and all, but remember that I better get what I want, and I want answers. We begin our competition as usual with the speed round. These are individual answer questions worth 10 points each. Remember, teams, there is no conferring in this round. Are you ready to play? Yes. Here's your first speed question. What pro football team used to play some of their home games at Milwaukee? Yes, Morris.
Rams.
Incorrect. Tulsa Central, get a chance. Yes.
Dolphins.
Incorrect. The Green Bay Packers. Wisconsin. Identify this academic degree. D.D. Yes, Morris.
Doctor of Dentistry.
Incorrect. Central. That was close. Doctor of Divinity. Divinity. More speed. When you eat asparagus, are you mainly consuming roots, stems, leaves, or flowers? Yes, Morris.
Stems.
That is correct. Quote, a set of points which is the union of two rays having the same endpoint, end quote. I've just defined what word in geometry? Yes, Central.
Angle.
That is correct. I'll name a Greek deity. You identify their Roman counterpart. Poseidon. Yes, Morris.
Neptune.
Neptune is correct. Answer this question about the Beatles. The group came from which British city? Yes, Morris.
Liverpool.
That is correct. It is easier to remember the presidents of the United States than to recall the men they defeated for office. Determine which election loser was defeated by Abraham Lincoln in 1864. Was it William Jennings Bryan, George McClellan, Al Smith, or Barry Goldwater? Morris, that's you?
Bryan.
Incorrect. Central, you get your chance? Incorrect. It is McClellan. Yes. That's all right. Dramatic reenactments of religious events constitute an important art form in many parts of the world. What is the term for a form of play which depicts the Good Friday story? Yes, Morris.
Nativity.
Incorrect. Central? Yes?
Passion.
Passion play is correct. What sense is mainly used by a male moth to locate a female? Yes, Morris.
Smell.
Smell is correct. In the Bible, this was Jacob's relation to Laban and also Lot's relation to Abraham. What was it? Yes, Morris.
Father.
Incorrect. Central?
Uncle, nephew.
Let me call on you. Yes.
Uncle, nephew.
Uncle, nephew is correct. Give me the chemical symbols of these three elements: nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Yes, Central.
NPK.
Correct. And now for a video question for you. This question is from the University of Oklahoma's Director of Prospective Student Services in Tulsa, Miss Amy Bowden.
Which state did presidential candidate Robert La Follette carry in 1924?
Yes, Morris.
Louisiana.
Incorrect. Central. Yes.
Massachusetts.
Incorrect. It is Wisconsin. Name the states which border the Chesapeake Bay. Yes, Central.
New Hampshire, Maine, and Vermont.
Incorrect. Morris, you get a chance? Yes.
New Jersey, Rhode Island, and New York.
Incorrect. It is Virginia and Maryland. Just two of them. In this political treatise, power is studied. Rulers of the past are used as examples, and Cesar Borgia is cited as a model. The author is a realist who tells his reader that it's more important to retain power than to be loved, that virtue is commendable, but it may not be practical. In sum, the end justifies the means. Identify the treatise. Time is up on that. That would be Machiavelli's The Prince. The Prince. Only 2 planets in our solar system have no moons. Name either one. Yes, Morris.
Venus.
Or Mercury, that is correct. This mutiny took place in 1857 to 1858. It was a rebellion of native soldiers in the Bengal Army of the East India Company. This uprising is known as what? Yes, Central.
The Eastern Indian Rebel.
Incorrect. Morris, you get a chance? No thought on that. The Sepoy Rebellion or the Indian Mutiny. Either one. In 1999, 36 journalists and scholars published the top 100 list of the best journalistic works of the 20th century. What periodical first published a top 10 work, Woodward and Bernstein's articles on Watergate? Yes, Morris.
Time Magazine.
Incorrect. Central. Yes.
People's.
Incorrect. The Washington Post. The familiar expression, knock knock, who's there, originated in one of William Shakespeare's plays. Which one? It was the name of that Scottish play, Macbeth. Math question for you. Find the difference between 20 and 4.63. Yes, Morris.
15.37.
That is correct. And that bell means that we are into the first speed round. Score stands at this point. Morris with 60 points and Central with 40 points. All right, close match. Now it's time for round 2, the advantage round. In this round, the teams face off by attempting to answer a speed question as before. The team that correctly answers one then gains the advantage and thus gets the opportunity to answer 3 advantage questions worth 5 points each. Once the 3 advantage questions are through, it goes back to speed questions to gain the next advantage. Just a reminder, teams, while speed questions can be answered by anyone, the answers for the advantage questions must come from your team captain. Are you ready to play?
Yes.
Round 2 begins. Here's your first speed question for the advantage. Does King Charles I belong to the house of Plantagenet, Tudor, Stuart, or Windsor? Yes, Central.
Tudor.
Incorrect. Morris, you do get your chance. Yes.
Windsor.
That is incorrect. It is Stuart, House of Stuart. What kind of sauce is traditionally served with pork chops? Yes, Morris.
Gravy.
Incorrect. Central. Good answer, though. Yes.
Red sauce.
Incorrect. Applesauce. Do you not eat it that way? I like it. It's good. And now we have our second video question. Again, this is still for advantage. This question is from the department head and assistant professor of biology at Rogers State University, Dr. Jerry Bowen.
Give me the name of the hormone secreted by glands at the top of the kidneys when a person is under immediate stress.
Yes, Morris.
Adrenaline.
That is correct. And you have the advantage. Your category is the 19th century. Okay, ready. Number 1, prior to 1898, when the United States took control of the Philippines, that island group was a colony of what nation?
England. It wasn't England, it was Spain.
Spain is correct. Was the legislature of Austria called the National Assembly, the Parliament, or the Diet?
The Diet.
That is correct. Identify the Indiana Socialist Society set up by Robert Owen.
The Green Party.
That is incorrect. It is the New Harmony. New Harmony. All right, back to speed, looking for a new advantage. Roger I, who conquered Sicily, was born in which French region, also the birthplace of William the Conqueror? Yes, Morris.
Normandy.
Normandy is correct, and advantage back to you guys. Your category is quotes. Tell me who said these famous words. Number 1, ask not what your country can do for you, but what... John F. Kennedy is correct. These are the times that try men's souls.
Winston Churchill.
Winston Churchill.
Incorrect. It's Thomas Paine. I shall return.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He said, I'll be back. But it is Douglas MacArthur. That's okay. Back to speed. How do you spell vilifying? Yes, Morris.
Villifying.
Incorrect. Central. You got beep in. Yes.
Vilifying.
Correct. Advantage goes to you all. Your category is Washington, D.C. Number 1, what is the name of the most famous art museum in Washington?
The Historical Museum.
Incorrect. It's the National Art Gallery. Number 2, Washington National Airport was renamed in 1998 after which president?
Kennedy.
Incorrect. Ronald Reagan. To what Republican senator from Ohio is there a memorial in Washington?
Lincoln.
Incorrect. Robert Taft. That's okay. Back to speed. This practice of collecting data from remote points comes from the Greek for distance and measure. What's the word? That's right, you made it in, Central. Go ahead.
Gauging.
Incorrect. Morris, you do get a chance. Yes.
Misura Farius.
Incorrect. Telemetry. I'll give you a place of birth and 5 famous names. You make the match. The place of birth is Austria. Who was born here? Was it Knut Rockne, Andrew Carnegie, Adolf Hitler, Gautama Buddha, or Ludwig van Beethoven? Yes, Central.
Beethoven.
Incorrect. Morris, you get a chance? Yes.
Adolf Hitler.
Hitler is correct. Advantage back to you. Your category is to identify. Number 1, use the work of another as one's own.
Plagiarism.
That is correct. Favoritism towards relatives.
By family.
Incorrect. It's called nepotism. Painting with dots of pure color.
Pointillism.
That is correct. As an adjective, it means unusual or unprecedented. As a noun, it's a lengthy prose narrative. Give me this 2-syllable word. Yes, Morris.
Epic.
Incorrect. Central. Yes.
Novel.
Novel is correct. Advantage to you guys. Your category, Central, is gardens. Number 1, scene of a midnight arrest with swords and staves.
Gethsemane.
That is correct. No other garden draws such crowds.
Garden of Eden.
Incorrect. Madison Square Garden. This one grew silver bells and cockle shells.
I don't know.
Christmas garden.
Incorrect. It is Mary's Garden. That's all right. Back to speed. William Lloyd Garrison published what famous American abolitionist newspaper? You made it in, Morris. Go ahead.
The North Star.
Incorrect. Good call, though. Central, you get your chance. Yes.
The Rebellion's Post.
Incorrect. The Liberator. Still looking for an advantage. Oh, but that timer means that round 2 is done. And score stands at this point. Morris Eagles with 85 points. The Tulsa Central Braves with 45 points. All right. Now we head into round 3, which is where we get to test the team's ability to think on their feet. We present the Whirlwind Round. In the Whirlwind Round, the trailing team gets to pick from 1 of 3 categories, and they get to choose whether they wish to answer the category's questions themselves or force the other team to answer them. Regardless, that team will have 60 seconds to answer as many of the 10 questions in the category as possible, with each correct answer being worth 10 points. Then the other team gets their 1-minute shot at 1 of 3 categories and answering as many of those 10 questions as possible. Should the trailing team choose a category for the leading team will get to choose a category for the trailing team. We believe in equal opportunity here on I Want Answers. Should any team correctly answer all 10 of their questions within a minute, they will receive 10 bonus points. Okay, Central, you are trailing at this point. Your categories are It's About Time, Literature, or Presidents. Are you choosing for yourselves or for Morris?
Presidents. We'll do for them, and we'll do presidents.
Presidents for Morris. Okay. Your 60 seconds will begin after I read the first question. Okay, ready? Identify the political party of the 20th, 30th, and 40th presidents.
Republican.
Correct. Who was the last of the founding fathers to serve as president?
Jefferson.
Incorrect. The autographs and memorabilia of our nation's 16th president are more in demand than those of any other chief executive. Who was it?
Lincoln.
Correct. An island in D.C.'s Potomac River serves as a memorial to what conservationist president?
Monroe.
Incorrect. Who was the first Democratic president of the 20th century?
Obama.
Incorrect. What 20th century U.S. president was accused of trying to pack the Supreme Court?
Nixon.
Incorrect. How many vice presidents did Franklin Roosevelt have?
2.
Incorrect. Who was the only U.S. president to serve in both world wars?
Eisenhower.
Correct. Was Dwight Eisenhower a 25th, 34th, or 46th president?
34th.
That is correct. So is the timing... You think we got it? Okay, we'll give it to you. That was 9 questions. Very good. Very good. Okay, Morris, you do get to choose for them. The categories that they will do is either It's About Time, Literature, or Rings. What would you want for them?
Rings. Let's give them rings.
Rings. Okay. Again, Central, your minute will start after I read the first question. Ready? Born Richard Starkey.
Pass.
Children's rhyme that is believed to have originated with the Black Death.
Ring around the rosy.
Correct. A contestant competing under a false name to hide identity or skill.
Pass. Pass.
Name 2 sports contested in a ring.
Boxing. Boxing and UFC.
Incorrect. The ring of the Nibelung was fashioned by the dwarf Alberich from what material?
Leather.
Incorrect. Hobbit who took possession of the Ring of Power from Gollum.
Bilbo Baggins.
Bilbo Baggins.
That is correct. President whose administration was marred by the whiskey ring scandal.
George Washington.
Incorrect. First planet after Saturn that was discovered to have rings.
Uranus.
Correct. Humorist and author of You Know Me, Al and Gullible's Travels. Time is up on that. It's Ring Lardner on that one. Okay. Good job in the Whirlwind Round, guys. Score stands at this point. Morris Eagles, 125 points. The Central Braves with 75 points. How about a few more speed questions to wrap up this match? Yes?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
You want questions?
Yes.
I want answers. That's the name of the show. How do you spell licentious, meaning lawless or immoral? Yes, Morris.
Licentious.
Correct. In which U.S. city could you have dinner on Fisherman's Wharf? Yes, Morris.
Los Angeles.
Incorrect. Central. Yes.
San Diego.
Incorrect. San Francisco. What compound word describes enormous ships such as the Exxon Valdez that transport huge quantities of oil around the world? Yes, Central.
Cargo.
Incorrect. Morris, yes.
Oil tanker.
Close. Super tanker. Super tanker. That's all right. Who wrote A New Disease of the Cortex about a common disease of the elderly? Yes, Central.
George Gershwin.
Incorrect. Morris, you get a chance? Yes.
Alzheimer's.
That is correct. Dr. Alzheimer. He does exist. Who knew? The President of the United States does not have the power to what? Appoint federal judges, pass laws, negotiate treaties with other nations, or pardon someone convicted of a federal crime. Yes, Morris.
Negotiate treaties.
Incorrect. Central. Yes.
Appoint judges.
Incorrect. It's pass laws. Congress does that. I'm going to give you an epithet describing a famous person, and then I'll give you 4 names. You match the historical individual with the appropriate description. The Corsican ogre. Is it Attila the Hun, Napoleon, Socrates, or Shakespeare? Yes, Central.
Napoleon.
Napoleon is correct. On her maiden voyage from England to New York, the Titanic sank with nearly 1,500 people on board. From which English port had she departed? Yes, Morris.
Liverpool.
Incorrect. Central. Yes, go ahead.
Sanchester.
Incorrect. Southampton. Who baptized Christ? Yes, Central.
John the Baptist.
John the Baptist is correct. On the east coast of China, the former British colony of Hong Kong can be found. What is the name of the former Portuguese colony located near Hong Kong? Yes. Singapore is incorrect. Central. Yes.
Portugal.
Incorrect. Macau. Macau. 3 chemical elements form the basis of all fertilizers in common use. Name all 3 of them. Yes, Morris.
Nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium.
That is correct. You did say it. Pioneering the movement of modern dance, this American choreographer defined dance as, quote, making visible the interior landscape, end quote. She was the first to use the entire body in dance movement. Name her. Yes, Central.
Martha Graham.
Martha Graham is correct. Said one way, it's a small part of an hour. Said another way, it's just a small part. Yes, Morris.
Minute and minute.
Minute or minute. I'll take either one. How do you spell squalid? Yes, Central.
Squalling.
Incorrect. Morris. Yes.
Squalid.
Correct. Of Camille Saint-Saëns' compositions, which, among other things, depicts an aquarium and a donkey? No thought on that? That'd be the Carnival of the Animals. Very good one. And that bell does conclude this competition. Final score stands with the Morris Eagles with 175 points and the Tulsa Central Braves with 105 points. Well played, both Eagles and Braves. But the Morris Eagles do get to move on and will advance in a few weeks to compete against last week's winner, the Caney Valley Trojans. But first, we will see the Berry Hill Chiefs compete against the Locust Grove Pirates. Come back next week and see who has the answers here on I Want Answers. To view previous I Want Answers episodes, please visit us on the web at rsu.tv or look us up and like us on Facebook. Just search for I Want Answers. Of course, catch us on YouTube if you can. Just subscribe to RSU Public TV. Thank you, teams, for playing. Thank you, audience, for playing along as we continue to explore the knowledge of our local Green Country High School academic teams. If you knew some of the answers, go thank a teacher. But if you know freedom, go thank a soldier. Until next time, this is your host, Jeff Gaffin, reminding you that it's great to ask questions, but never stop looking for the answers. Good night, everyone.
I Want Answers is made possible by...
After finishing high school, I immediately got married and started my family. Without a college degree, I found that pretty quickly my options were limited. When I started looking around for a college program for working adults, I quickly found that Rogers State was a great fit. They worked with me to get financial aid, offered classes that fit my busy schedule, and gave me personalized attention that I couldn't get at a larger school. Rogers State definitely started me on my professional career.
And by
the Grand River Dam Authority is Oklahoma's state-owned electric utility, fully funded by revenues from electric and water sales instead of taxes. GRDA's low-cost, reliable power touches 75 of 77 counties in Oklahoma. At no cost to taxpayers, GRDA also manages 70,000 surface acres of lakes in the state, including Grand Lake, Lake Hudson, and the W.R. Hallway Reservoir. Today, GRDA's 500-member workforce continues to produce the same power for progress that has benefited the state for over 75 years.
And by
At OU, you become
a free thinker,
a trailblazer,
a teammate,
you become relentless,
artistic, passionate,
innovative.
OU's #1 in the nation in the number of National Merit Scholars enrolled at a public university and is a leading institution for academic excellence and value.
This is OU.
This is OU.
This is OU.
This is OU, the University of Oklahoma.
And by
we face the day with purpose. We speak truthfully, if we need to speak at all. Promises are what we keep. Anger is what we don't. Whatever must be done, we do it. Until it's done. Until it's right. We show respect and work to earn it. We live this code. We are this code.
We are cowboys.
Are you a cowboy?
And by
The Gerald H. Westby Jr. Foundation is a proud sponsor of I Want Answers on RSU Public TV. Throughout his life, Gerald Westby worked hard to add to the quality of life through his legacy of support for the arts, arts education, and culture. The Gerald H. Westby Jr. Foundation continues this work.